Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Conservative Brother Daily, your daily dose of an unapologetic black face trapped in a woke white place. Continue to spread common sense in a nonsense world. I am your host, Conservative Brother Daily. I'm back here with you. I'm going to go ahead and share, get right into it and share see here, share my screen. All right, but like I said, how this show works, basically, I'm going to put up 3 to 5 articles on the screen and basically kind of break these down, see what the chaos is, all the crap going down. You know, oh, hold on a second. All right, you see it now. Okay, cool. All right, so basically, what we have here, TikTok confident is on the path to fully satisfy all reasonable U.S. national security concerns. All right, so once again, those you guys know about TikTok, obviously, it's been around a minute. Is where all the cool kids hang out at. Obviously, all the grown folks getting on it too. So a few years from now, I'll be pretty much Facebooked out. All the old people getting on it now. But a lot of people still don't realize, or they know it, but they don't really care enough. Like, well, I want to get these likes. I want to get this attention. That TikTok is owned by China, part of the Chinese Communist Party. So when it comes to, business, data, all that stuff, China's worse than Russia, flat out. All right. Or maybe right up there with Russia. So basically, TikTok is a Chinese Communist Party owned. So basically, once you sign up, they got your data. They got a lot of stuff. So I'm not personally on TikTok. And there's a lot of people that just kind of like, hey, I'm kind of okay with it. People kind of acknowledge that, yeah, it is based in China, but that's just another topic. All right. So widely popular social media app TikTok is said to have a draft agreement in place with the U.S. government that would allow it to continue to operating in the country while retaining Chinese ownership. All right. This deal was hashed out in recent months, according to a report in the New York Times, resolve national security concerns that have troubled lawmakers given the platform's ownership by Beijing-based tech giant ByteDance. However, the agreement may take months. The NYT said that the top DOJ official and the Treasury both having reservations on whether it's tough enough for China. All right, in 2020, then President Trump issued an unusual executive order blocking the app unless ByteDance sold TikTok's U.S. business to an American economy. Microsoft came in early with an offer. Its bid was rejected in favor of Oracle, which signed on as a technology partner with a group of investors. It was all pretty messy and put on hold, but not forgotten. Government officials continue to view the platform as a threat able to siphon users' data and compromise U.S. security. NYT says Oracle remains in the picture to help monitor the site. But I got to get my likes and following. We will not comment on the specifics of the confidential discussions with the U.S. government, but we are confident that we are on a path to fully satisfy all reasonable U.S. national security, says the TikTok spokesperson. The agreement is set to call for all of TikTok's U.S. data to be stored in the U.S. servers and accessible to China. I agree with that. It also allows Oracle to monitor the platform's algorithmic recommendations of Chinese disinformation and propaganda, and it establishes a board of security experts reporting to the U.S. government to oversee TikTok's U.S. business. ByteDance would retain ownership and the rapid growth of TikTok, which was run briefly by former Disney exec Kevin Mayer, was destabilized the entire social media sector. The rivals are called foul. Snap CEO Evan Spiegel said at the conference earlier that being owned by a privately held ByteDance has enabled TikTok to funnel enormous resources into increasing its footprint. This growth wasn't about innovation; it's about subsidizing the large-scale user acquisition around the world. Ooh, somebody's jealous. Separately, Monday, British watchdog agency said it may fine TikTok $27 million for possible breaches of UK data protection law and failing to protect children's privacy on TikTok on platform. ICO, the Information Commissioner's Office, had issued TikTok Inc. and TikTok Information Technologies with a notice of intent, a legal document that precedes a potential fine for breaches between May 2018 and July 2020. All right. So once again, no comments. Yep, nobody gives a shit. So overall, still part of China, Communist Party. I don't trust it. I'm not being on it. That's all I pretty much got to say about this. All right, moving on to our next article we have here. Wait for it. Wait for it. And well. Canada won't require masks on planes. Drops vaccine mandate. How about them apples? All right, the Canadian government will no longer require people to wear masks on planes. Government officials also confirmed Canada is dropping the vaccine requirement for people entering the country by the end of the month. All right, so these vaccines were so great, we needed them to get back to normal. Why are we all of a sudden dropping them? Thought there's always a new variant coming out and the vaccines are doing all that. Well, apparently not. Canada, like the United States, requires foreign nationals to be vaccinated when entering the country. No change in the mandate is expected in the U.S. in the near term. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's government has agreed. I can't believe Trudeau gave up on this one. They must be planning COVID-20 or another climate lockdown, so don't celebrate too soon, y'all. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, a.k.a. Fidel Castro Jr., has agreed to let a cabinet order enforcing mandatory vaccination requirements at the border expire September 30th. Well, what happened, Trudeau? Change your heart? Read the full announcement here. Transport Canada is also removing travel requirements. And as of October 1st, people want to wear masks on trains and planes. All right, so let's see how long this shit is. Yep. All right. So, government of Canada to remove COVID-19 border and travel restrictions effective October 1st. Yay! I've been missing my maple syrup. I'm gonna go to the Toronto Carabana Festival. All right. Since the beginning of the pandemic, government of Canada have taken a layered approach to the border management situation. Blah 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 blah. Today, Canada announced the removal of all the entry restrictions as well as testing, quarantine. Yep. So they're gearing up for something else. The removal of the border measures has been facilitated by a number of factors, including modeling that indicates Canada has largely passed the peak of the Omicron and that BA/BS variant. Lower hospitalization rate, death rate, blah, blah. So effective October 1st, all travelers, regardless of citizenship, no longer have to submit public health info to the Arrive Canada app. How Orwellian was that? Provide proof of vaccination, undergo pre or on arrival testing, carry out COVID-19 related quarantine and isolation, monitor if they report symptoms, blah, blah, blah. Transport Canada is also removing existing travel requirements. As October 1st, they're no longer to undergo health checks, wear masks on planes and trains. So all you woke, scared people out there that have your face shield, mask on, quadruple vax right now, stay your ass at home. All right, because I know you go like, oh, no one's wearing masks. Oh. All right, well, guess what? Live at home and be scared your whole life, and refuse to look at the data, refuse to look at all the studies, and just live your life in fear. But don't impress that shit on everybody else. Live at home. All right. Although masking requirements have been lifted, all travelers are strongly recommended. I love how they do that. Like, well, we strongly recommend, motherfucker. Fuck you. Walking where I want. Cruise measures also be lifted. Oh, okay, cool. I can go on a cruise now. And travelers no longer be required for pre-board tests, all that bullshit. Individuals are reminded they should not travel if they have symptoms. Okay, that's fair. If you're sick, stay home. Same rules we've been going over for hundreds of years. All right, that quarantine shit ain't cool. Random ass quotes. Who gives a shit? But yeah. All right, yeah. So I just say at its core, this is long overdue. But on a more macro picture, we have to think about, guys, what is coming down the pipe. All right, if now all of a sudden, oh, they're dropping COVID mandates. Okay, we got this climate change, climate lockdowns. That's something that's on the way. Probably a whole new COVID-20 thing is on the way. They're aligning this Ukraine and Russia conflict to maybe escalate to where they may drop a real nuclear bomb. So I got a feeling they're going to kind of let the foot off the gas. They may give us right before the holidays or right after. But yeah, best believe, they're going to let us enjoy our holidays. Like, oh, let the little kids enjoy their holiday. But best believe there's either COVID-20 coming, a new COVID virus. They're going to go heavy, put their foot on the gas on the climate lockdowns, or they're going to instigate the Russia-Ukraine conflict, actually, throw a nuclear bomb somewhere. But either way, it's going to get worse, y'all. This is just the beginning. All right, next article we have, y'all. We have Dearborn Public Schools book ban situation. All right, Dearborn Public Schools book ban causes division. In Dearborn, Michigan, Dearborn Public Schools is restricting kids from checking out certain books. This includes physical copies and titles. The books pulled for review because some parents said they were too sexual. All right, major division. Let's see what those books are. 7 books pulled. Some of the books are available, and once again, guys, it just goes back to the demoralization of society, confusing these kids, over sexualizing them, and making sexually depicts acts between young boys and graphic descriptions. When you put something into a kid's mind, it makes them want to try or do it. Yeah. Mom before says the concerns about depicting same-sex people. If these were LGBT romance, that is completely appropriate. Where I draw the line is teaching them how to do the actual act. Now, I thought that is a really great point. I'm actually about to screenshot that shit. Because once again, we're not this whole, there's but don't say gay, whatever it is. I have no issue with consenting adults. And they're sort of, talking about their lifestyle. But she made a great point right here. If these were just LGBT romance novels, that is completely appropriate. Where I draw the line is teaching them how to actually do the act. This book is gay. This one. And once again, this talks about, cover topics about how to join dating apps, how to talk to your people, how to talk to people identified as Christian or Muslim about your sexuality. You have to address those concerns. But yeah, where's the fine line? Yeah, I think once again, I don't think any book should be banned as far as it should go to, or we're not banning books. I want to make it very clear what we are doing is evaluating the books in our inventory. Yeah, these are some books where even if they're in a public library or a school library, yeah, there should be a parental filter checkpoint where the parent has to look it over. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. Once again, if you're 18, have whatever books you want. There's just certain titles I don't think are appropriate in the school library. They may be banned from the school library, but give them over to the public library to go check them out. So I'm all for this. No one has the right to censor anyone except for a parent for their child. All right, I rock with that. And the left is going, no, they're my kids. I don't have kids. I just want to corrupt yours. I just want to indoctrinate yours. That's the leftist. I don't have kids. I just want to indoctrinate yours. Yeah, no one has the right to censor someone except a parent of their child. I agree with that. It is our responsibility to educate our kids in the manner going forward. Blah, blah, blah. All right, cool. So this article pretty much just touched on that. She's kind of leading the charge on that. This Stephanie Butler woman. Right now, they don't have access to these books. I'm screenshot this to kind of look at that later. But yeah, it's just sick the way things are going. All boys aren't blue, and they live the lovely bones. And I swear, if you look up these authors, I'm pretty sure they're just purple, blue wearing, just Biden, Bernie banner wearing. I'm sure they, or maybe not. I'm perhaps pulling stereotypes. But she just makes a great point, and I couldn't have maybe put that any better. At the end of the day, that's just the way things are. All right. Okay, moving on. Next topic. What do we got next? Okay. Paul Haggis. Suit against Scientology. Let's see what this is about. And once again, you guys are watching Conservative Brother Daily, your daily dose of unapologetic blackface trapped in a woke white place. Continue to spread common sense in the nonsense world. Paul Haggis allowed to argue Church of Scientology is behind rape lawsuit. This is an interesting case. Paul Haggis, those you guys know, best known for his being the screenwriter and I believe director of the 2005 movie Crash. It's pretty good, race relations, all that stuff in LA. So apparently, he's saying that a Church of Scientology is behind this, which is not too far from the truth. Definitely the Church of Scientology. They're known for doing a lot of different shit. Obviously, Leah Remini's leading the charge on that, just on how they bully, manipulate people, kind of like the left of Hollywood, which is kind of weird because it's kind of like Church of Scientology, all that's out in the open. It's okay to criticize that, but they're a little pocket of this larger left Hollywood that does a lot of the same shit they do. It's just not, with a magnifying glass. I got to at least point out the hypocrisy of that. Church of Scientology is still bad. Let's see here. Judge ruled that director Paul Haggis will be allowed to argue at his upcoming civil trial that the Church of Scientology is behind the rape allegation against him. Haggis is accused of raping publicist Hele Briest after a premiere in New York in January 2013. She sued him in 2017, waited 4 years, and the case is set to go to trial next month. Haggis has claimed that the encounter was consensual and that the rape charge came in retaliation for his decision to leave the church and become a vocal critic of it. All right, which is true. I like to know what Leah Remini's thoughts are on this. I probably got to go check out her podcast because, once again, people that leave, that shit like the mafia. They're going to come after you. All right, so Briest's attorney sought to block Haggis from pursuing that defense at the trial. Seems nothing more than a speculative fantasy, and that that Briest and the other witnesses have no connection. But her ruling Friday, Judge Sabrina Krause allowed Haggis to raise the theory. The jury is entitled to be informed of any possible motive plaintiff may have about the church's efforts to discredit Haggis. Krause wrote, Haggis should have the opportunity to present the evidence and will show that the church was in fact seeking to embroil Haggis in ruinous false allegations regarding women to Briest's allegations here. The ruling means that the Church of Scientology will be at issue in 2 rape trials beginning next month. Danny Masterson, best known for That 70s Show, is facing 3 criminal rape charges, which carry a potential life sentence, potential sentence of life in prison. Masterson is a member of the church, and his accusers have filed a separate civil lawsuit claiming that the church stalked and harassed him. Claiming that the church stalked and harassed him after they reported him to the LAPD. All right, the judge in the criminal case has indicated that she will allow some discussion of Scientology, though the defense is limited to it. In Haggis' case, his lawyers say there is significant evidence that the church was seeking to find dirt on them in the allegation. Once again, Haggis directed Crash. He left the church in 2009 over its opposition to gay marriage. He subsequently called the church a cult. I didn't know the Church of Scientology opposes gay marriage. Interesting. Yep, and Hollywood doesn't like that. He subsequently called the church a cult and participated in a New Yorker article that became the basis of his book, Going Clear, as well as a documentary. His lawyers argue the church regards him in the same way that Iran regards Salman Rushdie. I think that was the guy that got stabbed in New York. The lawyers are also claimed that church operatives set about to destroy Haggis with ruinous false allegations regarding women. That's why you don't go join some mob like Scientology, babe. Shit like the mafia. Haggis is no ordinary defendant in this case. He is the most public enemy, notorious, nefarious, powerful, and well-funded institution, which is known to destroy his detractors. Briest's lawyers have argued the Scientology theory will distract from the jury, put a cloud, blah, blah. Cross has also argued several motions. She denied the request to bring up allegations. Haggis was held 16 days later. The allegations that the case has been sustained, deemed insufficient. Briest will be allowed to be called other 3 Jane Doe witnesses in that ruling. Cross also granted plaintiff's motion to bar Haggis from bringing up his finances at the trial. Haggis also claimed that Briest's allegations have nearly bankrupted him, making it possible for him to work and forcing him to spend millions on lawyers. Man, that's rough. All right, and then finally, the church has called had this a con man and said that he had conspired with anti-Scientologists to shame his own accusers by accusing them of making their claims on behalf of. Now, I'm taking Church of Scientology on this side. Leah Remini has put forth too much evidence of them doing all this shit to ruin people. So I got to take Paul Haggis' side on this. Once again, I don't know all the facts. Is innocent until proven guilty. But knowing the Church history, just listen to the Fair Game podcast. All right, and the church has also disputed Haggis' claims about his reasons for leaving the church, noting that the church did not take a position on Proposition 8, the temporary outlaw gay marriage. Church spokesman said that the Haggis engaged in a sham resignation from the church. Then again, Church of Scientology, they've lied plenty of times. All right, so once again, my thoughts on this are, once again, Hollywood, woke Hollywood has their own corruption, sexual abuse, and really the Church of Scientology, at least they're kind of out there with it. They're horrible. They try to keep that shit secret, but Church of Scientology is like, hey, this is who we are. We are the monster, you know. But at the end of the day, guess what? There's a larger cult in Hollywood, woke left Hollywood, that is. So really, you know, Paul Haggis just jumped out from one extreme cult that's just kind of out there with it versus woke Hollywood, which is getting weirder by the day, you know. So once again, I don't wish any harm. I don't condone any sexual abuse allegations. I don't want, you know, issue any harm or death upon anybody. But, you know, it's just sort of like you jump from one cult out in the open to a much bigger one. It's kind of like, you know, we're kind of a cult, but we try to pretend not to be. All right, so last article as we wrap up. Simpsons new conspiracy episode. The Simpsons, that Jesus is, you know, as old as like most millennials, age 30, season 34, pays homage to Don't F with the Cats. So once again, guys, I was huge fans of Simpsons growing up. Like a lot of shows, it just goes too long. I haven't really sat down and watched it on a Sunday in a number of years, but it's still going strong. Very great IP, making hundreds of millions of dollars, syndication and all that. Matt Groening he should be damn near a billionaire by now. Good for him. But, you know, I would say, you know, it was funny 90s through early mid 2000s. I kind of stopped watching after that. I got more in a Family Guy. Simpsons returns for its 34th episode. That series, which won an Emmy in 2020. Now, they're basically centered on internet sleuths who launch a manhunt to find a suspect accused of animal cruelty. The tortoise discovered the 150-year-old tortoise has gone missing. He then becomes part of an internet group determined to find the truth behind the animal's disappearance. It's all about internet sleuths and how people find community in internet causes and mysteries. Homer is feeling kind of stupid and dumb after humiliating himself. He goes to the zoo, cheer himself up, and you find that beloved turtle, which I remember missing. This well-intentioned group of internet sleuths go down a conspiracy rabbit hole to the point where the group is now more wanting the mystery than solving the mystery. Wanting there to be a mystery than solving the mystery. It certainly has a lot of references and Easter eggs to current conspiracy theories. So, of course, the whole vaccine and the mask, and it's just a way to poke fun of it so you don't question it. So I'm sure since they're part of that woke Hollywood machine, these are things we could point fun at and say, hey, look how silly it is when it's really true in real life. The community building at Pela is amazing, blah, blah, blah. Among the episodes, Marge has a crush on a Peloton instructor, causing Homer to get jealous. Blah, blah, blah. Drew Barrymore stars another episode. Just talking about other things coming up. But yeah, the Hollywood, the Treehouse of Horror. Jesus. It's been a while since I watched this. All right. Parody of It with Krusty playing evil clown Pennywise. All right. I think that's going to be good. Yeah. So 0 comments. Exactly. Because who watches The Simpsons anymore, y'all? You know, but I feel like, you know, once again, they're going to poke fun at different conspiracies out there, but you're going to see they're just going to tend to favor the left. Like, see, look how smart we are, and look how silly they are, and all that stuff is. And it just kind of puts you in that state where, yeah, that is silly. Who am I to question that? I'm glad they told me what's going on. All right, so that's all I got, guys. Once again, Conservative Brother Daily, providing a daily dose of a unapologetic black face trapped in a woke white place. Continue to spread common sense in a nonsense world, and I will see you guys next time. See ya.